Good morning, everyone. Good morning, congregation of Knox-Zion. I feel like it's been a long week. How are you holding up? I know it is tough to holding up in these days. Today is March 28th, Saturday, and I'm recording this video clip with George Major for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 5th Sunday of the Lent. One announcement that we were planning join Good Friday service our church is hosting, but as you expected, it has been cancelled. Let me share one of the prayers that I have noticed from the Facebook the other day. I trust God and I wear my seatbelt. I trust God and I wear a motorcycle helmet. I trust God and I lock my house at night. I trust God and I have smoke detectors in my house. I trust God and I take my prescribed medication. I trust God and I follow the best guidelines to share the task of flattening the curve. Acting with caution and wisdom does not indicate the lack of trust in God. I think this is most proper in this time of the year as a Christians. Let me begin with the Gospel reading, Gospel of John chapter 11. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus. Lord, he whom you love is ill. When Jesus heard it, he said, this illness does not lead to death. Rather, it is for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. Accordingly, though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after having heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. When she said this, she went back and called her sister Mary and told her privately, the teacher is here and is calling for you. And when she heard it, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come to the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. The Jews who were with her in the house, consoling her. So Mary got up quickly and go out. They followed her because they thought that she was going to the tomb to weep there. And Mary came where Jesus was and saw him. She knelt at his feet and said to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. He said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus began to weep. So the Jews said, See how he loved him. But some of them said, Could not he open the eyes of the blind man, have kept this man from dying? Then Jesus, again greatly disturbed, came to the tomb. It was a cave. A stone was lying against it. Jesus said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, already there is a stench because he has been dead for 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believe, you would see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. And Jesus looked upward and said, "Father, I thank you for having heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I have said this for the sake of the crowd standing here, so that they may believe that you sent me." When he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with a strip of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Today's sermon title is just like a mother cow lick away the constrictions of the calf. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable unto the Lord. The Lord is my Redeemer, the Lord is my Creator. Many stories in John's Gospel has double meaning. As you know, in chapter 2, the turning of the water into the wine is a good example. On the one level, it is the story of magic and miracle. With the magic of Jesus Christ, the chemical formula of H2O became a different one. On the another level, it is a story. It is a metaphor for us who lost the joy of life as flat as the water, became as exciting as the good wine. So is the story of Lazarus we read today. On the one level, it is a story of the miracle. Jesus' friend Lazarus became ill. I don't know. We don't know whether it is pandemic illness or terminal illness. Anyway, he died young. His sister sent for Jesus in the hope of the healing of the miracles, as he did to the blind man. Before Jesus arrived there, Lazarus died. He must be buried somewhere for 4 days. And there must be a stench, a sticking stench of the death, considering the warm weather of the place. He was pronounced as dead. When Jesus got to the place, the sisters told to Jesus the sad story, pouring their hearts and their grief, sad enough to make Jesus Christ weep to hear of it. Then Jesus did something spectacular, the things he has never done before. He called out the name of the dead man. Lazarus, come out. And then Lazarus restored to life again. He is pronounced as alive. On the one level, this is the story of the magic and miracle and the preview what is going to happen to Jesus after his death. Another level, this is a parable to us who lost the joy of life. having a sense of fear, anxiety, and anger, who was unable to move, living, yet as good as that, into be alive again. These days, as you may be watching this video clip by YouTube, many churches across Canada close their doors. We are not the only one. It reminds me of the churches that I have been to in Europe a long time ago. While I was standing behind the locked doors, I was wondering whether we, the church, do have the message to this world at this time. I wonder what Jesus Christ would do if he were here at this time in this world. Just like Jesus Christ, who calls Lazarus in the darkness of the tomb, when there was a stench of death and mortality up in the air, and when the people were devastated with a missed opportunity, when the news of death toll announced at daily basis, when a sense of hopelessness, panic, and fatalism are left. When I was reading the story of Lazarus, I remember back in old days when the Sunday school, one of our teachers came up to us, wrapped himself up from top to bottom with the toilet papers. He would like to make this story, the Lazarus story, so real. And he asked us to shout with a loud voice at the top of the lungs while he was lying down at the floor just like a mummy. Lazarus, come out. And we did. Just like a dead man walking, he scarcely stood up and began to walk. Yet, because of the toilet papers wrapped himself up, he could not walk straight. He stumbled to the left and the right, just like a drunken man. It was so funny, and we laughed out loud. But sometimes, like this, I remember the episode and the command of Jesus Christ, Lazarus, come out, unbind him, and let him go. Sometimes like this, I ask myself, what is the nature of toilet paper? I mean, the grave clothes that kept Lazarus and us unmoving and chained. In what way we are dead? When I was a kid, I used to go to my grandma's farm during the vacation. Just like any other farm in those days, my grandma used to raise a cow for her farming. That was a time long before farmers used tractors. But to us, a cow was close to a pet. One day, we watched the wonderful scene that mother cow giving a birth to a calf at the barn. After some pain of the birth, a little life poured out into the world. A wonderful thing it was, the newborn calf was paralyzed with a constriction of something. I don't know what it was. Then I noticed a mother cow began to lick away the constriction of the calf so that the calf can be free. It was a very emotional moment. I still remember that day in my heart. It was the mystery of the life. It was the mystery of the energy, the relationship between mother cow and the calf. I believe you and I, we are called to call out and lick away the constriction of this world, calling the world out of the darkness and out of the tomb. The calling is our business. The calling is our church business, unbinding business. In this time of the concern, stress, and anxiety. Lazarus, come out, unbind him, and let him go. This is a command echoed in Jesus' time, when the prisoners hear the freedom, and the blind recover their sight, and the oppressed released, and the year of the Lord's favor proclaimed. This is a command that Jesus is still calling us from anything that binds us to lick away the constriction of the world, the shame, addiction, doubt, and anxieties. Friends, know that it is not will of God. It is not will of God anybody is lying down on the floor filled with a stench of death. The will of God is the wall is fragrant with a sweet smell, just like the baby's skin, baby's breath, and any fragrant perfumes. The smell of innocence, the smell of abundant life. I believe this is the passion of God and commandment of Jesus Christ. This also echoes with Paul's proclamation in the letter to the Romans in chapter 8. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, no angels, no rulers, no things present, no things to come, no power, no height, no depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God in Jesus Christ. I believe this is the promise that we cling to in our shaky time. This is the foundation we stand as solid rock. Friends, know that we are beloved children of God. I'm sure that Jesus Christ is weeping outside when we are feeling in other way. So let us come out and leave the tomb behind, out of darkness into the light. Whatever happened in this world, I believe, this is what I believe at the final chapter of life, which is written in the book of Revelation. God will lead us where the lion lie down with the lamb, and the child shall lead us. Then death will be no more. Mourning and crying and pain will be no more. For the first thing have passed away. See, I am making all things new. I am making all things new. So I pray to God from the deep bottom of my heart. Unbind me, Lord, and let me go. Would you repeat after me wherever you are? Unbind me, Lord, and let me go. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. This is a portion of passage and meditation. Thanks for watching and stay well so long until we meet again. Blessings to you. Amen.